so differently. Like
his patience and like his timing and his explosion. I'm telling you, but if you put Reggie Bush,
it was all that, but it's also how high he runs, how long his strides are, like his height, his weight. Like
take Reggie Bush
0%. Like, bro, like Reggie Bush is like
an anomaly.
Yeah, he's an anomaly. Like,
so I would say if you took him when he rushed for like 1,200 yards in Miami or something like that, that Reggie. Who got better at pass protection?
Like his only year.
No, he rushed for 1,000 yards in Detroit too.
Oh yeah, my bad. So his only 2 years rushing over 1,000.
You played what, like 8 years, 8 or 9 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Damn near 10 years. So like, when he actually had a chance, he rushed for 200 yards against the Raiders. Like, come on. He wasn't a scrub.
He wasn't a scrub, but he wasn't.
I think he would give. I think he would have given a.
Wasn't a number 2 pick.
He would have given a run for that 1,000 club in today's NFL.
I don't know, man.
You telling me he can't do what Christian McCaffrey's doing?
The thing about Marshall Faulk and LaDainian Tomlinson,
LT never got that close,
is because
catching the ball.
They're smaller. So it was like, and that's the same thing kind of with McCaffrey. So it's like they're harder to tackle. They're stronger. They know how to duck contact. It's like
they're stronger than Reggie.
Reggie didn't have that because he was so tall and just
he's 6 feet 200 pounds.
Could run around you, but he ran tall. He ran like straight up.
Yeah, but he fixed that later. He fixed that after that Sheldon Brown hit. Hit the Kardashian off that man.
All right, man. So next up, we got Chris Harris getting traded to the Eagles. Is that a touchdown or a turnover?
Wait, what?
Chris Harris Jr. is on the Eagles.
That fucking happened. When did that happen?
Like last week.
What? Yeah. Where was I at, bro? That happened? Like that's a thing? That happened?
Yeah, it happened right after.
You're shitting me.
Yeah, it happened right after the game.
I thought that was fake. Wow.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is fake.
I'm about to say. I was like, no. I was taken aback just now. I was taken aback. I thought the Joker, like I couldn't talk for a second. But anyway,
yeah, man, I don't know. I read an article earlier today saying he did get traded. Now I'm saying,
nah, it would be official on Twitter if he got traded. Like Twitter would come out and be like, "What? This happened?" I don't think it happened.
Yeah, I got fake news.
You definitely got fake news.
My bad, everyone. All right, well, let's just move on to the next one. I'll take that L. Zay Jones got traded to the Raiders. Is that a touchdown or is that a turnover?
Is he gonna drop passes but like run routes really fluidly and get up smooth like a smooth criminal? Then it's a touchdown. It's better than anything they got.
Is he gonna?
Hunter Renfrow's trash. I just want to say that you only hyped him up because he was white and he was one receiver open on Clemson. Because nobody, Tony Brown said it, ain't nobody scared of Hunter Renfrow. Ain't nobody gonna guard him. Like think about all the NFL receivers on that Clemson offense, and Hunter Renfrow's ass gets drafted because he's slow as shit and can catch everything thrown to him. Yeah, if I ran nothing but fucking hitch routes all day and just nothing but practice catching balls and look like a fucking water boy, then yeah, I guess people would unassumingly not cover me on defense either. I'm tired of receivers like that. Everybody thinks they're going to be good. No, he was a waste of a 5th round pick for the Raiders. He's averaging like 7 yards a catch or some shit like that. Anything is better than Hunter Renfrow at this point. Because if he's your number 2, you've already lost.
Yeah, and I'm going to agree with that and just say it's a touchdown because they really had no other choice, and I'm happy that they did actually make the move because they could have just kept Renfrow and that former Packers dude as their 1 and 2 receivers, and they weren't going to get past Green Bay with that. Like, they were lucky to ease out past Chicago with those 2 receivers, but they weren't going to get past Green Bay. So they needed to try something, and you might as well go out and get a player who runs a 4.45, set the FBS record for catches, has good route running ability, good agility, good explosiveness, but yet
at one point he owned the receptions record in college football history out of Eastern Carolina.
The problem with him though is like he hasn't been able to put it together in terms of
and he's like bad quarterback play.
He needs to actually catch the ball. He has like a 47% catch
succession rate,
which is trash, especially given that he's 6'2". He's really lengthy. He led the college football history in receptions. Like he has the range and the hands where he should be able to overcompensate for that. But
a good number 2 or 3.
But his lack of separation, his lack of concentration is really hurting him. So hopefully he can put it all together, and we'll see. We'll see, man, because Derek Carr throws some ducks too, so we can't even deny that. We talk about that every week. All right, man, on that note, I guess we get to the rants since we're late as fuck. So can we try to make them quick? We've been ranting a lot anyways this episode.
Yeah. Joke's on you. This whole episode was the tangent. That's the title.
That's the one I wanted.
I've been sitting on that title for about 20 minutes now.
That was good.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
The joke's on you, Baker in China.
The joke's on you. Baker was really a Chinese finger trap.
All right, man. So
we're gonna stop. I'm gonna stop saying horrible shit. Okay. Just a quick thing, and this was shout out to student journalism Ariel Sozelli. I think that's how you say her name on Twitter. But it's ARIELLEZOLEZZI. She's a journalist, sports editor at Roundup News at Pierce College. They actually ran a story about the Pierce College football coach, junior college, under investigation to where pretty much it's reported he had like 30 people living in one apartment. In a 3-bedroom apartment.
No, they said somewhere like in the weight room. People were living in the weight room.
People were living in the showers, taking showers in the weight room, in the gym, in the locker room. But they had an off-campus apartment. One of the whistleblowers,
which I actually,
and they actually got some updates too.
I actually lived by one of their off-site campuses back in the day. It was like we lived in like
a frat house.
We lived in a 10-bed. We lived in like a 7-bedroom house with 10 people. So
that's not
we
bad.
weren't that much. We weren't that much better, but yeah, next door to us.
30 people in a 3-bedroom?
Next door to us was another like 7, 8-bedroom house, and they had like 20 people in and out of there, like people cycling in and out.
Yeah. So the update, head coach Carlos Woods has been placed on temporary administrative leave effective today, pending the outcome of the investigation, blah, blah, blah. But the fact that like 30 people in there, he was collecting their rent and then not paying the rent, and it's like, some of these kids came out from Florida to try to, like, Jose Cordova, who's no longer on the Pierce College team due to the tension of the situation. He went on the record. He was one of the only people to go on the record. And he said he promised actual living space and ended up being a camp jail with how many people were living in the house. Lines Woods had crossed would be 30 guys in a 3-bedroom. Almost half of his recruits wouldn't pay rent and bills. And wouldn't pay rent and bills wouldn't get paid. The fact that you have this, and then they kicked him off the team, like you have 30 people living in a 3-bedroom apartment. That's ridiculous. And as a junior, there's a lot of
that's some sex trafficking shit.
Damn near. Like we don't really talk about the junior college struggle, and like I went to a JUCO, and that's a struggle in itself when you're a student just trying to transfer. All the bullshit you got to go through with classes, some math classes they say you need, but you don't really need. And then that puts you back a whole year sometimes. And some people aren't good in some areas. But then you throw in football into account where cats only have a limited amount of time. If you have to take at least, like if you take like 8 units or 7 units in the semester, like you won't be full time. But once you become full time, your clock for eligibility starts running. Now, if you stay under that, and, eventually you get, as long as you don't get your AA degree or whatever, as long as you just keep taking classes, like, you get at least 2 years. You can gray shirt. You can go D2. But you'll eventually lose the ability to go D1. Because I have a homie right now who's trying to go D2. He plays on Elko's football team. They went, I think they're like 4-1 right now. They're running through everybody. Shout out to the College Warriors. But to think, like, I know people who no longer play football, but can sit up here and tell me situations something like this, but not this bad. Like, this is some awful shit. And I just really hope all those kids, all those young men who are chasing the dream and just trying to play football, trying to figure things out, hopefully it works out for them. Hopefully they find a home somewhere. And hopefully coaches doing dirty shit like that, taking people's rent and then not paying people and just promising stuff, all these lies. And there's dirty-ass coaches out there who are making the profession look bad. And I hope that changes. I really do. Hope that gets fixed. But yeah, shout out to Roundup News at Pierce College. They have a great journalism program. And yeah, they wrote that story. It came out October 9th and got updated today. So excellent journalism, excellent work. Like what gets put into a story like this, all the clearance you have to go through, all the brainstorming and how to properly handle it. Great job, y'all. Keep up the great work, Pierce College. And El Camino College, too.
That's it?
Oh, and just remember, that's life.
Yeah, man. So you thought this podcast was a tragedy, but turns out it's really a comedy. You'd have to see the Joker to get that one. I'm sure Mancini's dying laughing right now in his Audi.
Mancini might be
going
doing
somewhere
conniption because yeah.
But yeah, man, on that note, I don't really have much else to say other than this. I got into a Twitter exchange this week, as I normally do.
Oh, boy.
And my thing on this is simple. A lot of people out there speaking on shit that they really don't understand, which is why I get on Kenny's head all the time on the air and call him out, because he does understand, but he just chooses on when he wants to understand or not, which is annoying as fuck to me. But
taking a side.
But there's actually real people out there who like really don't understand like what they're doing as far as like putting out messaging and like using their influence and using the power of communication on platforms such as Twitter. And so I just realized, like, even just trying to explain to those people or talk to those people who don't understand engagement, who don't understand scouting, who don't even understand like what goes into the process of sending out a message and what exactly are you encoding and what exactly people can decode from that, and the responsibility and the power that comes with that sort of influence. So that's really all I wanted to say, and that's kind of brings everything full circle with even the Joker, which we're talking about. That's why it's so hard to really kind of contextualize and process this movie, is because it's like the filmmaker hasn't even really gone out and talked about what his intent was or what he wanted to. We've been able to deduct it based off of his influences, based off moves they made in the development and the production process. And again, which brings it back to Kaepernick too as well. It's like when you don't speak or you don't speak correctly, like you give that power to somebody else. So that's why context matters. That's why we say we provide context for the culture, because context really does matter. Words matter. Like what you say and what you don't say matters. What you admit matters. Like everything you do matters, especially in this communications game. And a lot of motherfuckers just want to build up clout and influence off of, you know, tweets and off of selfies with important people and looking like they're busy and they're working, but they really don't understand the process of what they're doing and the power behind it. And it's fucking lazy and it's fucking corny and it's boring and it's irresponsible, and you guys should all put more effort in, losers.
And also, you're not cool just because like a corporation backs you. If you can't actually go on your own and create it and do that same thing, then really you're just like using somebody else's machine. You're not really doing anything.
I mean, that's not fair.
No, I'm talking, but to the people that you're talking about. Some of the same people, like they're clout chasing, but really they have no talent, or they have talent, but